This is Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
I shudder thinking how the world can be so cruel. I lend my voice to those who can't. It's time we try, it's time we care, it's time we stand. It starts with a voice.
Welcome to the Special Chronicles show. My name is Daniel Smukowski, and I'm the founder of Special Chronicles, a Special Olympics Southern Travel International Global Messenger, and a SOSA ambassador at United Airlines in Chicago. This is episode 491 and season 3, part 8 of Unified at Work series, which features conversations about the meaning of inclusive employment. The Unified at Work series is sponsored by Bridge, which is one of United's business resource groups that is connecting people of all abilities. You can book your travel today at united.com or on the award-winning United app. And again, specialchronicles.com for links to follow Special Chronicles on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And be sure also to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast, Special Chronicles, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. In addition, you can subscribe to our channel on YouTube to watch the live stream and video episodes and sign up for our newsletter to receive exclusive bonus content. Again, specialchronicles.com for links to subscribe and follow. Our guest this week on the Special Chronicles show and our Unified at Work series is Melissa Matson from United's Houston hub. So please put your virtual hands together as we welcome Melissa to the Special Chronicles show and our Unified at Work series. Welcome, Melissa. Welcome.
Thank you.
I know a lot of you have been excited to be on this podcast and this Unified at Work series. So I'm sure a lot of, if there's any listeners that are tuning in Houston or in Texas, they might know who you are. But for any new listeners, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what disability you're diagnosed with, your role in Special Olympics, what state you're from, and your job at United.
I'm from Houston, Texas, or a suburb in Houston, which is Kingwood.
Mm-hmm.
I got my job at United as a Special Olympics ambassador through the wonderful program of SOSA's.
Yep.
Olympics United Ambassador that started in Chicago.
Yep.
And we basically help, we do a variety of things. We help out resupplying the ticket counters with supplies, with pens and highlighters.
Awesome.
Whatever we need.
Awesome. Well, we'll get into much more of your job in later on in this episode. But first, we're going to go ahead and take a short break, and when we come back, we'll hear about your involvement in Special Olympics, because I'm sure that's kind of the foundation to before getting the job at United Airlines as a Special Olympics Service ambassador. And for all listeners, if we say SOSA, we should let you all know that SOSA means Special Olympics Service Ambassador, which is our job at United Airlines. And so when after this first short break, to let you all know how you can support this podcast, we'll hear about how you got involved in Special Olympics, Melissa, and your early years, and then in the next segment after that, we'll get into how you heard about the job at United and what it's like to work at United Airlines as a Special Olympics Service ambassador. So this is episode 491, season 3, part 8 of our Unified at Work series. Our guest is Melissa Matson from United's Houston hub, and our conversation with Melissa will continue after the break right here on SpecialChronicles.com. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break from our conversation today to learn how you can become a Special Chronicles supporter so we can continue to produce this podcast. Support for Special Chronicles comes from listeners like you. As an independent public media podcast, Special Chronicles will always be there for you. Now we're asking you to be there for us. As a nonprofit independent media organization, we can only make programs like Special Chronicles with listener support. Our programs provide weekly, candid, honest, and inspiring conversations about the people with disabilities community that creates awareness, support, and advocacy within each week's episode. Listeners tell us our shows are an enjoyable and necessary podcast for the intellectual and developmental disability community and everyone else who is able to listen to stories about life from a different angle. Please, if you and your family love our weekly podcast, make a one-time, monthly, or annual gift of thanks today. Support this podcast at specialchronicles.com/give. That's specialchronicles.com/give. And now, back to the show to continue the conversation today. And back to the show. Our guest this week on the Special Chronicles show is Matson from United's Houston hub. So let's as I'm sure a lot of people know, the foundation to be full, having the self-confidence and to have a job at United Airlines, the foundation of everything is get involved in Special Olympics. And so share with us first how you first got involved in Special Olympics.
I started out swimming, and I still do swim, and I do tennis as well. And those are the two sports I do currently.
So when did you start? Did you start when you were really young?
Yeah.
When you were young. So tell us now a little bit about your early years. What are some of the challenges, but then also some of the joys and accomplishments because of your disability?
Some of my challenges?
Yeah. Like in your early years, growing up.
Short-term memory, just because of the traumatic brain injury.
Okay. And then what are some of the accomplishments that you've had? Is it competed in Special Olympics or?
I've won some medals in swimming and tennis.
Awesome. Yeah. I also compete in swimming as well. So is swimming and tennis the only two sports that you compete in, or do you compete in any other sports?
No, those are the only two I've done.
Those are the only two. And what? How did you get involved in the athlete leadership programs? Have you given speeches or how have you got involved in the athlete leadership?
You mean the SOSA program?
Yeah. Well, no, like more like have you given speeches for Special Olympics or been on committees? So out of your involvement in Special Olympics, what do you enjoy most about being involved in Special Olympics?
Competition.
Competition. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and take another short break. When we come back, we'll as I'm sure a lot of you listeners know, involvement in Special Olympics is a foundation, and for what we'll talk about in the next segment, which is your job at United Airlines as a Special Olympics Service Ambassador. So our conversation with Melissa will continue after the break right here on SpecialChronicles.com.
Support for Special Chronicles comes from ComEd. Special Chronicles is proud to partner with the ComEd Energy Force Ambassador Program. The Energy Force is the country's first energy efficiency education program designed for and taught by people with disabilities. ComEd is powering lives and really is powering us here at Special Chronicles to keep the lights on and our technology is powered on. As ComEd powers the lives of us, they're literally giving a voice to people with special needs. We thank ComEd for the generous support of our mission at Special Chronicles. Learn more at specialchronicles.com/ComEd. That's specialchronicles.com/ComEd.
Our guest this week on the Special Chronicles show is Melissa Matson from United's Houston hub. And this is episode 491 of the Special Chronicles show and season 3, part 8 of our Unified at Work series. And listen, let's talk now about your job at United Airlines and we'll kind of begin at the beginning, which is how you first heard about this job and this new inclusive employment opportunity at United Airlines. So how did you first hear about the Special Olympic Service Ambassador job at United?
Well, I don't remember. But anyways, I don't remember how I found out about it, but I applied, and
You applied.
it's been a wonderful experience.
Yeah. Did some of the staff for Special Olympics tell you about the job?
I think my mom found out about it through something.
Okay, good. And then after you applied for the job, do you remember what the next step was? Did you go in for an interview or?
Yeah, a couple
interviews, and how did the interviews go?
Fine.
And then after the interviews, can you share with us what happened next?
Guess it's a waiting process. You have to wait and see who gets selected.
Okay. Yeah, and then once you heard, how did you react after you heard that you were selected for the job?
Excited.
Excited? Okay, good, awesome. And so then what happened next after you got selected? Did you attend a welcome event? I think so. We're recording this in August 2022. Our listeners will hear this in September, but so we're coming up on just about 1 year of you being at United. So a year ago, last October 2021, there was a welcome event where you got to meet myself and the other OG original Special Olympic Service ambassadors from Chicago when we flew down to meet you all in Houston. Can you tell us a little bit about that welcome event and what it's like to meet us original service ambassadors?
I don't. It was fun.
It was fun.
I don't remember it very well, but
Okay.
yeah, it was fun.
It was fun, and you got to hear a little bit about our experiences with all experiences of looking at United. So then after that welcome event, did you go through some training or what? Can you tell us what that experience was like?
My memory doesn't serve me very well, but
It's okay.
No, I don't really remember. Sorry.
It's okay. But but you did go through some training of how to do your job as a service ambassador, right?
Yes.
And like how to give directions and like how to help people in the lobby at the airport.
Yeah.
So now we're coming up on your 1 year. We're coming up on your 1 year of working at United Airlines as a Special Olympic Service Ambassador. So, out of everything that you have learned, what do you enjoy most about your job as a service ambassador?
Enjoy most?
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoy all of it. There's nothing that I don't enjoy.
Okay. Right. Do you enjoy like meeting new people and helping people at the airport?
I love helping people.
You love helping? Awesome. Is there anything else that you want to say about your experience coming up on 1 year of working as a service ambassador?
No. I
No?
don't think so.
All right, good. So we're going to go ahead and take one final break. When we come back, we will get to one final question talking about what inclusion means. Well, we'll get to that final question about inclusion after this final break, as well as we'll share how you can get involved in Special Olympics and United Airlines. So we'll get to that final question after this final break right here on specialchronicles.com. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Our conversation with Melissa Matson, Special Olympic Service Ambassador in Houston, Texas, right after the break right here on specialchronicles.com. Hey, friends, podcast listener friends. I'd like to take a brief moment to let you know about how awesome StreamYard is. StreamYard is the easiest way to create professional live streams. StreamYard is a live streaming studio in your browser. Interview guests, share your screen, and much more. Stream directly to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and other platforms. Sign up for StreamYard and get $10 in credit with our referral link at specialchronicles.com/StreamYard. That's specialchronicles.com/StreamYard. You see the link right below on the screen here, and also will be in the show notes in the description below. But all of us at Special Chronicles, we love StreamYard. I've got a coffee mug I'm drinking coffee out of. Got a t-shirt on. I've got a sweatshirt. This StreamYard Puddles plush duck. Puddles the duck here in the studio, and just really love it. Makes really love StreamYard. It makes it easy to connect with guests. Just send guests the link to join StreamYard, and easily have a professional logo and banners and graphics, and it just makes it easy to pre-record, to live stream on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Really love StreamYard. It's helped to make the audio podcasts and the video versions of the audio podcasts that I've been doing for the past 13 years. It's helped to make the video versions up to the next level, to a more professional level, while also making it easy to live stream. So all of us at Special Chronicles love StreamYard. Once again, if you want to sign up with StreamYard, specialchronicles.com/StreamYard. That's specialchronicles.com/StreamYard to sign up and get $10 in credit with our referral link. I hope you all will sign up for StreamYard, and happy live streaming. And until then, sign up for StreamYard and get $10 in credit with our referral link at specialchronicles.com/StreamYard. That's specialchronicles.com/StreamYard. And now back to the show. Our guest this week on the Special Chronicles show is Melissa Matson from United's Houston hub, and this is episode 491, season 3, part 8 of a Unified at Work series. So
How can people get involved in Special Olympics Texas if they're tuning in and you live in Houston or you live anywhere in Texas? How can they get involved in Special Olympics Texas?
Google it, I guess. I'm not sure.
And SOTX, and they can go to SOTX.org. So if you want to get involved, you can go to SOTX.org to get involved in Special Olympics Texas. And if you don't live in Texas, if you live anywhere else in the U.S. or across the globe, SpecialOlympics.org to find your local Special Olympics program to get involved. And we'll include those links in the show notes on SpecialChronicles.com. And once again, the Unified at Work series right here on the Special Chronicles show is sponsored by Bridge, which is United's business resource group that's connecting people with all abilities. You can book your travel today at united.com or on the award-winning United app. And the Unified at Work series, if you want to listen to more conversations like you're hearing Melissa today and others, go to specialchronicles.com/unified at work. And if you want to meet other SOSAs, other Special Olympics ambassadors like Melissa, her teammates in Houston, as well as the SOSAs in Denver, and of course, all four of us original SOSAs in Chicago, specialchronicles.com/meet SOSAs. And we'll put all those links in the show notes on specialchronicles.com for episode 491. And before we let you get to the rest of your day, Melissa, do you have any final thoughts on your overall time here today that you'd like to share with our listeners?
No, thank you for your time.
Awesome. And before we let you go, we always conclude with one final question. And to introduce that final question, we've got a bumper. So let's go ahead and roll that bumper.
Not just athletes.
We are the ambassadors of an uprising.
Peaceful protesters.
In a rebellion against anyone
who has a fear of difference.
Difference.
Our demands are
equality.
Dignity.
And the recognition of our shared humanity.
We will not stop
or accept anything less.
Today, our world is
more divided than ever.
And coming together has never been more urgent.
The revolution
is inclusion.
Find out more at jointherevolution.org.
So as a lot of you know, inclusion and the inclusion revolution is a big part of Special Olympics. It's a big part at United Airlines. It's also a big part here at Special Chronicles. And so also we also include with all of our guests, and we'll do the same with you, and ask you, what does inclusion mean to you?
Inclusion means to include everyone, I guess.
Good. Well, that's a perfect way to wrap up this episode. Thank you again for taking the time to come on this podcast, and hopefully we'll get a chance to meet up again in person. And anytime that you want to come back on the show, you're always welcome. And it was great having you on this episode 491 of the Special Chronicles show.
You have a good day.
You too. And we'll, if you all want to listen, you can specialchronicles.com for links to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And also find links to subscribe to this podcast, Special Chronicles, or the Unified at Work series on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And you can also find links to subscribe to our channel on YouTube to watch the live stream video episodes if you want to see us side by side. And sign up for a newsletter to receive exclusive bonus content. Again, specialchronicles.com for links to subscribe and follow. And we'll be back next week, all month long of September, as we meet with Houston's Special Olympics Service ambassadors right here on the Unified at Work series on specialchronicles.com. And so we'll be back with more content every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time right here on specialchronicles.com. And until then, have a great week. Talk to you next week. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Special Chronicles Shows podcast. Visit SpecialChronicles.com to follow Special Chronicles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified of new episodes. Also, subscribe to our newsletter mailing list to sign up for updates and get exclusive content delivered to your inbox. Remember to do what you do with these podcasts. Subscribe or follow and rate and review Special Chronicles on Apple Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Finally, please share this episode and all of our podcasts with your friends and family. Help us grow our audience and reach 5,000 downloads of our audio podcasts and over 14,000 average monthly listeners. Have a great week, and we'll see you back here next week with exciting new guests. See you next week.
Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.